Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or messages. The middle child, always invisible and underestimated, the baddest of them all. Come in, come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Planetary energies are as you kick your way into this glorious day, middle child. We have Vesta. Vesta is an asteroid, darling dear. This energy is self-care orientated and independent rather than relationship focused. In your birth natal chart, Vesta can help show you how you function outside of your relationships. The other important responsibilities that you devote yourself to and throughout your life. Vesta has entered Aries, darling dears. I love it. Don't hate it. Why? Because Aries is the first house on the natal chart, darling dear. It's about being independent. It's about leadership, innovation, darling dear. You are an innovator and new beginnings for you, darling dear. Aries. Well, anyway. Now, this is the time to what? Burn the bridges of the past, darling dear, and walk into the future, which is bright, shiny, and what? Looking fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely for you, middle child. We also have what? Venus, the planet of relationships, of nurturation, darling dear, of Skrilla, money.com. Yes, baby. Venus in Pisces, the house of hidden enemies, as well as what? Big endings, as well as beginnings, darling dears, spiritually based. Venus in Pisces sextiles, and we love a sextile because sextile is in the flow. Sextiles Uranus in Taurus, darling dears. Taurus, the house of values and possessions, darling dear. Uranus is the rebel in you, middle child. Yes, baby. The unexpected, the underestimated, darling dear, that always wins the race. We also have the Skullduggerous moon, darling dears. The moon, right? In Virgo, no less. Yes, baby, the sixth house, which is ruled by Mercury. You have a rational mind, darling dear. You take the time to think about things. It's about your communication skills. Yes, The moon in Virgo urges you to what? Assess matters with an analytical eye, darling dears. This energy does not allow for mincing words. Why am I talking about the middle child? I've decided to do a new series. If you guys are gonna enjoy this one, hit me up in the comments and I will do the first child, the last child, and the only child, right? But why am I choosing the middle? Because I'm in the middle. And who gonna check me, boo? Baby, I starts where I wants to start. The middle child, the invisible child, and always the underestimated. Middle children have strong friendships and relationships which they had no choice but to build outside of their family, their familiars, darling dears. Why? Because you was invisible, darling dear. As far as they was concerned. Put it this way, if you was kidnapped, darling dear, and they called up your parents, right, for the ransom as the middle child, they'd ask the kidnapper, what child is it that got kidnapped? Once they find it's you, they'll hang up on your blood. This is why you are the what? Underestimated. A middle child tends to prioritize relationships outside the family unit. And as I said, middle children are what? Natural empaths, which will grow into what? HEYOKA, darling dear. Super empaths. Yes, baby, it's true, right? Middle children are great mediators and negotiators, right? Why? Because they was peacekeepers, darling dears. And in some cases, you became a people pleaser, which set you on a rocky road to what? Fucking knees, blood. But anyway, I digress. Middle children are the innovators of this world. I'm telling you. That is thanks to their openness and willingness to try new things. Middle children are more independent and self-motivated. You take risks, darling dears, that pay off in the long run. Slow and steady wins the race. Middle children are successful. Yes, they are. A middle child, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. Yes, just to name a couple, darling dear, just a couple, because you know I can be such a chatty cat. Middle children are good co-workers. Why? Because you're used to being in the middle. You get along with older people as well as younger people. Why? Because you've learned to use your intuition and your discernment. You read the room, darling dear. Middle children don't crack under pressure. Why? You was under pressure being the invisible person, darling dear, trying to carve out your own persona and what happiness in a situation where you was invisible. I already said that, darling dears. And the final piece de resistance, a middle child will always make a fabulous, gorgeous and lovely parent. Why? As the middle child, you pay attention to all your progenies. Yes, baby, they will get equal attention. Why? Because you didn't get it. Fist bump. Let's dive in, darling dears, and carry on with what's going on. Hold on a minute. Let me bring up the comments so I can see who's here. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Anyway, let's dive in, big cats. Let's dive in. Middle child, this is for you. You have my full attention. Big cat. Chronicles continues, darling dears, as you get errors. What's that represented by? Temperance, darling dear. I told you, you are what? Trustworthy, darling dear. It also speaks about being motivated, self-motivated, right? It also speaks about you having what? A difficult journey, but the journey was the lesson to understand yourself. Use your HEYOKA abilities, darling dears, to win the race. Tortoise style, always underestimated. Right, represented by the letter Y, the numbers 56, 57, 58, and 59. Temperance is also about journeys. Some of you will be going on some kind of trip over the next, I said 48, but maybe a 72 hours, something that's impronto, right? This is about your balanced nature. Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, the only weaponized zodiac sign. It also speaks about someone may have an issue with their hips or thighs at this moment in time. It also speaks about your long-term vision, something that you've been working towards, darling dears. It's about to pay off. Didn't I just tell you? Skrilla.com is on the tableau. Yes, baby, I just told you that, didn't I? Venus in Pisces is sextile in Uranus in Taurus. This is a financially gifted aspect that can help you bankroll your dreams. If you come into some money, make sure, middle child, you invest it wisely. Yes, wisdom is for the wise. We don't what? Stockpile the money. That doesn't, listen, the compound interest that the bank's giving you is poor. I spit on that. This is about getting your portfolios on, using the cryptocurrencies, the bitcoins, darling dears. Blockchain, investing in properties. Listen, you can do it, darling dear middle child. You had to think your way out of many circumstances and situations, but you was always covered with what? Divine light and blessing. Once you realized whom you were and the fact that you was amongst the feeble-minded, right, said to be a light bearer in a situation that was full of darkness. Darkness. Yes, baby. Love it. Don't hate it. It also speaks about you taking a more philosophical look at life. This is about what? Your management of your time and your Skrillas, darling dears. It also speaks about people see you as being peaceful. They don't know that you was what? You was reborn as a thug and you will die as a gangster. Fist bump, a gangster cat. I told you, you are the prototype, middle child. Prototype of your lineage. They ain't sorry for what they did to you, darling dear. But time is like fine wine. You will be the risk taker. You are the underestimated. You will win the race. Tortoise style. Love it. I don't hate it. It also speaks about what? You grew up with a lot of conflict, darling dear. You've always wanted a harmonious relationship with your birth family, but it didn't happen. Why? You was meant to be what? Break the mold, darling dear. You had to take the risk and kick your way into this what? Malkuth, darling dear. But you've always been divinely guided. Your ancestral team chose you, middle child. Yes, they did. And a wonderful choice it was. Any K. Anyway, I nearly said any K. K, the letter K. What's going on? We need to get some more letters. So we've got K on the table, darling. We had a Y. We also have radio for status, darling dear, and direction, right? You're also being blessed with what? Feu. This is the world card, darling dear. The world comes with hope, money, luck. Yes, baby, I told you, Skrilla.com is on the tableau. Real what? Wealth, darling dear. The 28 of it all. 28 is the number of wealth, darling dear. 8 is the number of money. So you have an R, you have an F, and an O. Yes, baby. Which is also what? Possessions. Oh, and you have Isa, darling dear. This is your coming out season, darling dear. Be prepared. If you've been in hermit mode, middle child, for some time, I hope you've been working like a field hand. You had to what? Get down and get great. You're going to come out in a big way. I love it. I don't hate it. Their mouths are going to be shut as their eyes are open. Be prepared for the incoming begging bowl, darling dear. The begging bowl. Isa is represented by the letters K-I-C. So we had F-O, R, K-I-C, and we have a Y. All right. Let's continue. Because it's a jungle out there, and it was a jungle amongst those family members, darling dears. But you made it. Let's get a deck and see what else is going on. We're going to get, today, what is today? Today is the 7th, okay? And we're in February, which is the 2nd month. So that 7 and 2 is 9. Yes, yes, yes. And 2023 brings to a 7. That all goes to 16, which comes down to a 7. So 7 is very important. This is about you having a more analytical mind, analyzing everything in order to get a better understanding of the knowledge that is being gifted to you. And remember, also a reminder that what wisdom is for the wise, middle child. Use a more introspective route today because it's a highly spiritual number, darling dears. Blessed and highly favored, as told by what? The Temperance rune coming out from the outset. Base of the deck, darling dear. You are their karma. This is the Justice card in Tarot, darling dears. This is one person that's been enlightened, darling dear. You are about to be raised up and blessed in their face. On this particular deck, you have all of the tools, darling dears. You had to dig deep. You had to dig deep because they tried to what? Keep you down. Hide all of your blessings under a bushel. Imagine that. For what? Dummy bats, darling dears. As I said, this season is going to create certain freedoms for you, darling dear, as well as what? Painful endings, as the dummy bats realize them can't come back. Whoever tried to keep you down in a family situation, they're going to watch with their what? Eyes open and their mouths closed. Nobody watches you closer than a hater. They are what? It's like they've been hypnotized, darling dear. Hypnotized by your greatness. Love it. The energy of the 11, darling dear, is a major master number. It speaks about synchronicities. It speaks about being inspired. You are an inspiration. And what? You are motivating your haters, darling dears. The energy of the 11 is also a reminder from your ancestral team to keep going, darling dear. Be what? The tortoise of them all, darling dear. Slow and steady wins the race. I love it. You are going to conquer the world. Love it. Truth roof, darling dear. Use truth because there is no higher court than the truth. This is about somebody wants you, or they're going to try and use diplomacy. They're going to try and sneak in back on you. Baby, never you forget, middle child, you are the red light, green light champion of everything. For some, this is also what? The ending of a marriage or some kind of relationship that you thought was stable, but it wasn't. They was bleeding your power grid, your energies, darling dears. And it also speaks about the lower back. Somebody's got a lower back pain at this moment in time. When you get pains in your lower back, darling dear, it's an emotional pain that you have to release. This is around your sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is about your creativities, your self-worth, darling dears. You can do yoga for that, darling dear, or you can start wearing a lot of orange clothes. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Orange clothes, orange foods, getting out into the sunlight, darling dear, because it is your season, middle child. Let's give it a good shufty and see what's going on. What we need to read for you, darling dears. Oh, I forgot. Let's get your ancestral message first. We're gonna use, there's so many cards here. Gonna use the Witch's Oracle Wisdom. Keeping your circle tight and right, darling dear. Some people are gonna try to be infiltrators, but you've already cleared off this bad juju, this bad energy. Water energy is what? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, darling dears. This is about your inner strength, your inner spiritual strength. It also speaks about being careful about being impulsive at this moment in time. Yes, middle childs are risk takers, but being impulsive in bringing someone back from the dead, good God, you are not Frankenstein. You can't resurrect the dead, and you're not a necromancer. No, blood. Love it, because you've got a lot of shady bogadies, these unwashed, with a lot of what? Cursation on them, darling dear. Leave them where they are, middle child. You've already washed off the bad karma they try to what? Cover you with. What else does your ancestors want you to know other than leave them where they are? You are consistent, darling dear. Consistent with whatever you put your mind towards, but you have to get out of the hemisphere that try to keep you as a thumber. Base of the deck, darling dear. We have the watchtower of spring, and what are we fast approaching? Spring, darling dears. I love it. I don't hate it, darling dear. The watchtower of the east. It speaks about what? Air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. It speaks about what? Your vision. You are a visionary, darling dears. Something that you envision, something that you've been working towards is going to kick off in the spring months. The spring starts around March, April, darling dears. I told you, I've been telling you guys in the readings leading up to this point. If you've been following me for some time, something significant was coming towards you in the third month, which is going to what? Manifest in its full-blown way, right? By May, the 5th month, the 3 and a 5 goes to what? An 8, darling dear. Skrilla.com, darling dear. Yes. Love it. I don't hate it. Your ancestors are telling you to wall on and hold the faith and keep going, middle child, because you're about to be blessed. What they did to you, it can't be washed off, darling dear, but divine doesn't want you to live amongst it. Use it as a lesson. It's a blessing. There's a blessing in every circumstance and situations. And in some cases, middle child, the blessing was what? What they did to you made them be X'd out of your book, darling dear. You don't remember these people. No. How now, brown cow? Let's continue to go. Yeah, because there is no higher court than the truth, darling dear. This is the Ace of Swords in tarot, darling dears. The Ace of Swords, guess what it represents, darling dears? Springtime. I told you, something is about to kick off in the spring months. Be prepared, darling dears. If you have been working on something like a field hand, right? As they cast aspersion on your goodly name, middle child. It's about to what? Pop off in a big way. It also speaks about the person or people coming toward you is going to be possibly skinny or long-bodied, wiry, right? They're going to have black or brown hair and blue eyes, or a mixture of all of these characteristics. Maybe you have it or they have it, darling dear, but someone significant is coming towards you in the springtime, darling dear. But they're gonna come up against your blade of truth, darling dear, because you ain't taking it from, listen, you've done having it without the Vaseline, darling dear. That's so 2020, not having it, mate. You have the 2020. The Ace of Swords speaks about you continuing to be optimistic about whatever you're working towards. It also speaks about the releasing from what? Toxic relatives and relationships. I told you, it's working for you, middle child. There's no gray area. It's about what? Divine wants you to forget about a painful past, but remember the lesson. Middle child, memory of an elephant, just like that lady, the elephant in India that murked that lady twice. You keep saying case. Why do you keep talking about that? Because it's true, blood. Memory of an elephant can't get burnt by the same flame twice, especially when you're about to be blessed in the what? The pocketbook, the handbag, and the purse for the due diligence you did towards whatever your goal, your ambitions were, darling dears. I love it. I don't hate it. And what did I say? Boundaries is for the feeble-minded, the dull-eyed simpletons that would dare try to come through again. Nah, blood. Remember, middle childs will find their family amongst their friends. True soul tribe coming through, darling dear. You will never find a friend amongst a family member, darling dears. Not a true friend. You was the invisible one, the one they underestimated. Base of the deck. And you got the badass alchemist ways. This is the magician in tarot. We already saw it, right? At the beginning of this deck. Was it? Is it still here? Yes. Look, it's still there, blood. The balance you brought in. 11 is what? The judgment card. But I said this is the only deck that has all of the tools, darling dears. And here you are. Again, confirmation. Whatever you've been working for towards, darling dears. This is about what? Slow and steady winning the race, because you had to grow into whom you were. You had to leave behind. It's a bit like when Jesus had to go into the desert, right? With all the whisperings and meanderings of the what? The devil, right? You had all of these past memories that you had to overcome, realizing that you were sent to bend the matrix. This also speaks about what? You brought balance to a situation, many situations, but they only see it once you've gone. Yes, you got the badass alchemist ways. Pinkies up. Love it. I don't hate it. Right, let's get a deck. Are we going to go with this deck? We're going to go with this deck. We're going to get the main cards that we're going to read from. We'll see what comes out. The first one is what? Listen. You come with the Tower moment, darling dear. Destruction of all of the old principalities that kept you stuck. This is about you what? Realizing that you are the unknown, the unestimated factor, darling dear. A middle child will never be recognized by their parents, darling dear. They're always recognized by their grandparents, if you have them. Remember I told you that. As I was saying, the Tower, Fire, Mars and Uranus energy. This is also a number 16. I told you 7, a highly spiritual number for you, darling dear. This speaks about the new path you had to take because you was wounded, but you didn't let that wound bleed you out, darling dear. You use it to inspire and motivate yourself. And you're going to be hearing, darling dear, that someone or someones that you left behind, family members that was never family to you, is going through crisis point, darling dear. For some of you, it was a particular argument that led to the full-on separation of you, where you had to go into the DNS by yourself, blood. But you was never alone. You was being guided by your ancestral team, as deported to you by what? The Temperance. From the outset, you were sent to wake up. Let's get some more cards. Oh, what's this? Yes, baby. 2 of Pentacles, solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole. It says what? Movement, choices and decisions. You had to make a decision to choose you. This is about you being in a position at this moment in time where you're able to balance out your responsibilities. And 2 is also, again, the number of balance. 2 is also ruled by the High Priestess. You was intuitively guided to what? Sit between the 2 pillars of wisdom, Boaz and Jashin, for completion and beginning, darling dear. A new circumstance or situation for you. This is new partnerships. Partnerships could be from business, or it could be from romantical, darling dear, or it could just be what? Platonic. The number 2 is also ruled by the moon, darling dear. The moon is what? Feminine energy, so mother energy. Maybe your mother was the one, the head ignorer, the person that ignored you the most, that disregarded your feelings, darling dears. Mother energy, right? Some of you, your mothers at this moment in time may be having some kind of a health issue, right? Around their reproductive organs. Yes, baby, breast, digestion. It also rules the right eye and the right arm. Right, let's carry on, because this is looking fabulous, right? Somebody who is extremely unsuccessful, stuck in their ways, darling dear. This person is a child of the darkness, sun energy on its face. You in juxtapose. You was meant to be that Tower moment in their situation. They underestimated you, and you came with all of that swag. Why? You're a tortoise. And slow and steady wins the race. As I sip my mocha, because I ain't getting smoked. Base of the deck. Again, you have what? The badass alchemist ways. 2 different decks. This is represented by by the magician, darling dear. This also, magician is ruled by air as well as Mercury energy. It speaks about what you have in a rational mind. Mercury is also masculine as well as feminine energy, darling dears. Possibly you had to balance out the two in order to what? Acquire the skills that you have now. And again, divine wants you to what? Have the memory of an elephant. Remember who put you in a certain situation and tried to keep you there. And Mercury is the house of what? Siblings, blood. You had some skullduggerous siblings that you had to create a full-on halocene for. Separate that foundation, darling dear. And they have no secrets for you. Anything you told them, darling dear, it was fodder on the wind to any what? Feeble-minded. Your sibling was never your friend, darling dear. You had to create a halocene. Their salt level wasn't the same as yours. I can't make this up, darling dears. Magician, you're going to have a reason to celebrate and rejoice, right? Because we've got a 9. The 9 of Pentacles is a well-deserved reward. Oh, I love it. I don't hate it, darling dears. I love it. Represented by Taurus energy, darling dears. It speaks about what? Being drama-free, darling dear. You stayed out of drama. You chose yourself. This is why you're going to have the victory lap. And trust and believe, you are being monitored. You think they don't know what's going. They know. They, them, and And it's siblings that came out. All of this Mercury energy. The cards don't play. Your siblings expected you to be on the rocks of life or brown bread so that they can come to your funeral and sing Shall We Gather by the River in a falsetto with no tears on their face, darling dear. This is about the hard work. You were separated for a reason. 9 of Pentacles soon goes to what? The Queen, then the Empress, darling dear. This is what your season. Something is going to manifest around springtime for you. A reason to celebrate. And it's what? Feminine energy, 3 of Cups. So it could be your female siblings was your biggest haters. They hated your guts. They hated your hairline. They wanted your hairline to have a full-on fried tuck. And don't let me talk about your eyelashes. They wanted your eyelids to be bald. Let's get another deck and find out what's going on for you. Base of your deck, darling dear. This is about you taking a risk. You took a leap of faith when you moved away from the energies that love don't live here anymore. You packed light, darling dear. This is about you moving forward. Again, we have air energy as well as Uranus. And as I said to you, right, before, Uranus is about what? Something suddenly happening in your life. Uranus, leaning big cat, is the higher octave of Mercury. Remember, I told you that. It's also about this leap of faith. This risk you took, darling dear, is going to pay off in the long run. Continue to be consistent. Slow and steady wins the race. You're going to see the culmination of your actions by March. And also something is about to blow up in your life in a big way. Some effort that you put into what? A new business, being an entrepreneur, your studies, whatever you did, right? You are what? A full-on matrix bender. Love it. I don't hate it. Keep this up so we can see, darling. There's 2 different decks, and that's the truth roof. Whatever you did, darling dear, you had to overcome a lot of subconscious energies, wash it away, and rely on your own understanding as you was guided to pack light. Come through, Erica Badu. Posh clap. Love it. What about this destruction, this tower? While you're at it, darling dear, please hit the thumbs up button. And when you finish that, toddle over to my TikTok, right? And subscribe. We're nearly to the 1,000. Well, I think we're almost at the 800 if we're not there already. So we can go live. So we can talk eye chakra to eye chakra, bestie. What is it about this tower moment? Yes, baby. This is a mother that was never a mother to you. Didn't I tell you? It's the mother in the family that created the invisibility within you. Didn't notice you, darling dear. You was always what? Trying to make up a situation, but it was always tower moment after tower moment. Yes, it was. This is what created the rebel in you. Maybe you acted out, but it was for the attention that you wanted from a mother who couldn't give one good golly and gosh or a quick goddamn. No, blood. You had a what? A very unkind mother. Why was she so mean to you? Come on, tell me, we're here. Why was she so mean to you? Because of the life that she had, darling dear. All her dreams was a tissue of lies. And not only that, she was stuck in her ways, darling dears. This goes to Two of Pentacles in the reverse. She chose the other siblings over you. Or maybe she had a golden child. This could also represent a golden child that she focused on. Or maybe she focused on two children in particular, right? That didn't pan out. They both turned out to be bottom feeders. Yeah, she focused on two other siblings other than yourself. Listen, like I said, we're talking about the middle child. If you want me to do readings on the first child, the last child, and the only child, hit me up in the comments after we've done this reading, and I will surely provide them for you. Okay, let's carry on, right? Because we got to sip our mockers, darling dears. I think you don't realize how fabulous you are. Doesn't matter what abuse you went through, even mental health, whatever. This all stems from the mother that you had. If she'd have mothered you just a little bit, right? But she wasn't meant to be amongst the mind control, darling dears. This mother always had eyes for the other siblings, not you, and they were golden children. But in the reverse, they failed her miserably. Yes, baby. Let the tower fall. Yeah, love it. If you can feel me, cat, if this aligns with what's going on in your life, hit me up with a quick cat in the comments. Yeah, she focused on everything but you, darling dear. And you chose to unbreak your heart. Yes, baby. It was your come to Jesus moment where you released the situation. But Divine said in order for you to get the full healing from that situation, you had to forgive the feeble-minded. Yes, I'm calling your mother feeble-minded. She missed out on a whole middle child. You was built for this shiznai. Baby! And whomsoever she focused on, darling dear, this is someone taking her money, taking advantage of her home. This is tangible things. And in some cases, her mental health ain't working out right either. This mother energy is going through it, darling dear. She chose wrong. She chose wrong. Why? Listen, I've got to ask the why. Why did she do it to you? Because she saw something in you, darling dear, that she didn't see in herself. Something that was destined and fated. Maybe whilst you was amongst this mother energy, amongst these siblings, darling dears, you was always getting victories. You was always on the path for victory. Sometimes it could be that green-eyed monster, jealous of what your potentials were. This is why you was ignored. Base of the deck. And you're vigilant at this moment in time. You're not allowing them to come back. Not with that foolishness, right? This is the healing that you had when you chose to be solo dolo by like the boys or the girls. On the pole, darling dear. When you chose to heal, fall back and call what? The Most High. This is paying attention. Three of Swords right over your heart chakra, your head, darling dear. They hurt you a lot, darling dear. Many of you prayed for the attention from this family energy that saw you as invisible, darling dear. You now have a blade at your back. What's that? The Swords of Truth, Ruth, as well as the memory of an elephant. This mother energy chose over you, darling dear. You had to heal yourself. And it's talking about always being on your own in the situation. This is somebody who's solo dolo, as I said, like the boys or girls on the pole. You had to learn to what? Self-heal, darling dear. And for some, it put you on the wrong track to people pleasing and brought you to all sorts of Guantanamo Bay until it didn't, big cat. Yeah, you have to self-soothe always. This is somebody who is unemotional. The pentacle is in the reverse, darling. There's someone who didn't consider your emotions, didn't even ask about them, right? Look, the cards ain't ramping. All of it just to get this one card out. There'll be no going back to that situation. Five of Cups on its face, darling dear. This is you moving on from that situation. And what Divine wants you to continue to keep gratitude in your heart. What they did to you, darling dear, was the necessary springboard to everything. Everything. What's this? You're bossing up on them, darling dear, and many will be crying into their fists, and that's the begging bowl they'd like to come through. Yes, baby. And it also represents what? A future husband or wife that you went you went to, darling dears, every relationship that you had, you put this person higher than yourself. Because there's the middle child, you don't develop that sense of self until you realize, you get to the point where you say, this is all I can stand and I can't stand no more. And then you take the spiritual what? Spinach. Yes, baby. You was attracted to many narcs, darling dears. You had issues, a mummy or a daddy issue. But you're moving on from that situation. What's this trying to come through? This is what? The growth of groups, darling dear. Building your groups outside of that situation. Your friendships, the ones that you attract. Once you're in your right mind, doing what's best for you, darling dear. What's that? Bending the matrix, darling dear, in their face. The right soul tribe will turn up because you've changed your vibrating energy. Love it. What's this? And mastered your emotions, king size in that situation. This also represents the right partner. If that's what you want on the romanticals, will come through. Out of the darkness will come success, darling dear. But you have to know you and be on your game, on your gangster, minding your own business as only a big cat can. Don't go to seek love, darling dear. True love's first kiss will find you, but you have to master your emotions and realize the situations that weren't good for you in the past, the family situation where you was a middle child, darling dear. It set you up for failure. If you need counseling, you go for counseling, darling dears. You go and get that shit. You get your mind right, and everything else will fall in place. The King of Pentacles is somebody who has achieved all on the material plane, darling dear, and is what? Mastering their emotions. I told you, March is when something major, the springtime is when something major is going to turn in your favor, and by May, you're going to blow up in a big way. Trust and believe. People lie. My cards don't lie. Base of the deck. Use your intuition. And this is again in the upright. Master your emotions. King size. As I said, if you need counseling, go to a counselor. It's better you speak to a stranger who's trained to listen to these shiz night. And if the first one ain't right, you interview them, darling, didn't you? Find the right one. Stop telling strangers your business. As I told you many times, middle child, 80% don't care. 19% are glad it's happening to you, blood. And that 1% will only turn up, right? That fabled 1% will turn up when you've mastered your emotions. Look at all of this. You are spiritually gifted. I told you. You was put in a position. You was put on the hop, darling. Yeah, a bad circumstance or family situation, because the cups is family situations, darling. They're relationships. But your intuition and your discernment got you out of that situation. But you've got to clear up your psychological side. Those scars, darling dears. Those scars. Don't let them what? Push away true relationships that are about to be gifted to you, darling dear. Remember I told you that. Remember I told you that. Don't adopt the actions of your mother or your siblings. Yeah, look at this. Look, it was a destabilized foundation on the sun card. They tried to dim your light. They tried to make you believe you really was invisible, that your opinion didn't matter. But you look back at your life, middle child. You was always getting that job. You was always getting those accolades, right? You was always. And what did they do? They tried to make it seem like it was nothing. Trust and believe. Their mouths will be shut and their eyes will be open. Remember what I said. Write it on your almanac. By March, beginning of spring, you will see the culminations of your hard work and your efforts. And by May, it's going to. Many of you are high priest or priestess, darling dears, and you was what? A sleeping giant. And this is also a spiritual union. Once you realize who you are, get your emotions right, darling dear. Divine is going to gift you with partners and friendships that will understand you, that will want to bring balance to the situation. Why? You come with knowledge, ancient knowledge and wisdom that was gifted to you by your ancestral team. You broke what? Karmic cycles and karmic debts, right? For your ancestors, darling dears. Yes, you did. You think you ain't doing nothing good? They're cheering for you in the spiritual world, darling dear. High-fiving. And this is also a reminder to keep your secrets to yourself. Not everybody deserves to know everything about you. You pay a bitch, right? Or a midge, right? A counselor to listen to you, darling dears. Yeah. Moving on mentally from a situation. Many of you have moved on the GPS. And as a middle child, right? More often than not, the middle child is the one that will move the furthest away from their family members. And I speaks the truth, Ruth. None of my family live near me. If they would like to drive, they can't do that, blood. My security cameras will pick them up. I will feel some kind of disturbance in the force field, right? It would take them an hour to drive to my domicile, and they still wouldn't be able to get in. Half of them don't even know where I live, and they're not supposed to know, right? You've moved away from them. The middle child will always strike out on their own. Yeah. Away from what? Folios. Those on the rinse and repeat. I told you, your family members are going through cycles. They've got like a horde mentality, darling dear. Bad relationships, bad finances, bad health. Yes, baby. Look, the banana of atom is in the air like a gang sign. They've got nothing but disloyalty around them, darling dear. And it's the energy they put out there. When they should have raised you up, darling dear, you were sent to heal your lineage, your family lineage. But they didn't see you for what you were or what you brought to the table. What's that? Cheryl G, you say I'm your therapist? Of course I am, Big Cat. I'm your bestie. Fist bump and pinkies up. I told you, I'm your best friend. I am the one that will make sure that you don't take yourself out. I will make sure that you live so you can suck it to them, Big Cat. You will. Yeah. Leave them where they are. Because I'm telling you, by March, you're going to see a change in whatever you've been working towards. This is how they wanted you destitute and what? Barking at passing cars. They wanted you mad. They wanted you sad, right? And if you got progeny, they wanted the same future for your progeny. Oh, well, the universe is saying 2 of these and 1 of those. Middle child, leave them where they are. They don't get to eat at your table. Which table did they spread for you? Remember that. They brought nothing but unhappiness to your situation. There was never any form of support, because this is supporting the upright, right? Always destabilized foundation, darling dear. And don't let me talk about how they spoke about you behind your back. Good God. But God heard everything. They wanted you to be in adversity, right? They wanted tragedy and hardship to follow you so they could have something to gossip about at their what? 3-legged table that is destabilized. Why? Because they're folio, blood. They're folio. They are going to see, Big Cat, that you pea glitter, shit cupcakes, and fart rainbows. What do you mean? You keep at it, Big Cat. I told you, every day, 30 minutes on something, on whatever is your choice of your field of work, darling dears. Become the baddest in your field, and divine is about to bless you in their face. March, you will see the beginning of the tides turning in your favor, and by May, spiritually guided, darling dears, continue to be motivated. The Ace of Wands also speaks about, could talk about the SEX of any relationship. It speaks about relationships, the romance of it all, darling dears. The Ace of Wands also speaks about the potential and your untapped power. You still have power. And it also speaks about the growth and creativity you brought, that was brought to you on this spiritual journey that you've been on. Many of you solo dolo. And you have to believe this, darling dears. Middle child. When you left that situation, some of you, it's very hard. Some of you may still be in it, but you're going to be leaving. But you see, the thing is, if you're still in that situation, the people that you attract to you, the friends, they will be just as skullduggerous, backstabbing as your what? Relatives that you left behind. You got to leave everything behind that you once knew in order to be gifted in what is truly yours. Everything, darling dear, everything. Because God said so. This is my God card in tarot. Wisdom is for the wise, middle child. Use it, darling dear. Use it to be inspired and motivated, because new beginnings is coming towards you. Yes, baby. And for some, this is the marriage card, darling dear. The marriage card. Some of you will be building businesses, or you're going to be promoted in businesses. Whatever the paradigm is for you, darling dear, this is your season, middle child. Base of the deck. Leave them where they are. These Judases in the Peter suit, that same cup of rusty cup of hopium and fucking ease blood and cognitive dissonance. If you allow them energies in, darling dear, they'll always choose more over you. Don't take that cup and don't take them back. What did I say? Any information you give these people about your life, darling, they will be spread amongst the many like wildfire, because they're looking for what? A chink in your armor, darling, yes, to see if they can take you down. These people, right, in the upright, this is drama free. They love the drama. And they're dramatic, darling dear. And any cup they offer to you of friendship will be a cup of cognitive dissonance and hopium. Why? Nothing like a hater to see you strike out on your own and realize that they are what? Counting your pentacles for you. They tried to dumb down your intellect, but your intellect was not for them, darling dear. It wasn't for them. They didn't want your light, so why would they want your blessings? Think about that, big cat. Right, let's get another deck. I'm going to go with Kipper, the Romance Angel cards, the Moon card, and the Wellness deck. I can't choose, so I'm going to read something from all four of them. How about that? What does the Wellness deck say? Want to tell the middle child? What does the Wellness deck want to tell you? Not today, Satan. Leave them where they are, darling dears. Don't listen to any of their phone calls. Remember, you don't want to be tarred with the same brush of what karma, darling dears, when you was built to be the agent of karma in that situation, right? Not dealing. There's a lot of hurt, right? Avoiding a conversation, a call, or a person. Boundaries, right? And they're still angry that you managed to chew off your proverbial foot and get away, right? What did I say? They're a snake. And what happens to snakes? They get disarmed and defeated. A snake straight out of Slytherin, from the crevice of the devil's balls, darling dears. From the devil's balls. Good God. Luck is on your side, middle child. And this is what? Sagittarius, the only weaponized zodiac. This is about you being more philosophical about the matters, darling dears. And Sagittarius is the come on case thing. It's the 9th house. This is about you what? Again, it's about your higher education. Continue to work. I told you, half an hour every day on what you want to bring into this Malkuth, what you want to be made whole on this Malkuth, because as above, so below. You've got the badass alchemist card from 2 different decks. You can draw in whatever partnerships and balance you want at this moment in time. You're being gifted with a buffet of choice. I love it. And luck is on your side. What else does the Moon card want to tell me, my middle child? What did I just say? I told you, people lie, my cards don't. By when? May, darling dears. You're going to see the change in the wind by March, the beginning of spring, and by May. It says what? Full moon in Aries. Right? Aries is because you what? You fought for your individuality and your independence, right? You are innovative, and divine is about to gift you with a new beginning. One which is what? More deserving of a big cat. What does the Romance Angels want to tell you? Thank you. Give your relationship a chance. You are going to be getting new relationships, but you can't handle new relationships with old emotions, darling dears. If you need to get counseling, you seek that counseling, right? Don't get angry on people that don't deserve it. Don't burn people that don't deserve that level of energy. They weren't the ones that did it to you. Use your intuition and your discernment. If you're a moody person, go by yourself for a bit. Don't cause arguments where there's no need for arguments, especially when they're being divinely guided to what? Assist you. And pay attention to the red flags, blood, right? Because some relationships don't deserve a second chance, especially if it's a relationship from the past where you was the middle child and you was ignored. Base of the deck, getting to know each other. Good God, every friend's got a best friend. Look at all of these people in this picture. They just want to know your business of what's going on with you now. Tell them nothing. Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. Right. What does Kipper say to finish off the read? Please make sure you share this read, and please hit the thumbs up button, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified. When you hit the thumbs up button, darling dear, you get me into the algorithm so I can get to some more big cats. I told you, no true big cat gets left behind. What's this? What did I just say? Your hard work is about to pay off in a big way. And I told you, today is a 7, right? Today is the 7th, okay? We're in February, which is a 2. That brings it to 9. And it's 2023, which is another 7. When you add it together, it goes to 16. The Tower moment of sudden change. And everything goes back to a 7. Base of the deck. Big Cat Chronicles continues. I told you, Big Cat. Be in expectation. Your hard work is about to pay off. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, and do the hop, skip, and jump, darling dear, to my TikTok. And make sure you subscribe so we can get to the 1,000, so we can have an eye chakra to eye chakra convo. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. And if you enjoyed this middle child read and you want to hear about the firstborn, the lastborn, and the only child, hit me up in the comments after, right? And I will surely provide it for thee. Why? Because I'm your best friend. And that's the truth. Pinkies up. Until we meet again on these tarot screens. Cat.